like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright y'all, I am back with another flashback. This flashback features Tron, aka Whom Canoom. Guys, thank you guys for your support and understanding in my re-upload of all of my content so that I can meet the YouTube guidelines. Let's get into this video. Before we get started, I just want you guys to know that Tron is sitting in the dark in this video.
Rahobat. To anyone that's joining the class, Rahobat. A Rastafarian monk, Rahobat. Fernando, Rahobat. Zakia, Rahobat. Guess who's back? Welcome back. Rahobat. Greetings. So there's something I want to talk about right now that is very, very peculiar. It's very different. This is something I want us to take into consideration. A nailed up. What's good? Rahobat. Ashuk. Divine love to you all. This is just an instant transmission I want to give for the people, because there's definitely a heavy attack going on in these moments in time right now. We are facing a what you would call, some people call it spiritual attacks, based off of the golden children, or the beings that have been sent down here to complete the mission on Taha, so that we can go back to our homeland. The disagreeable forces are very, very heavy at work right now, and I want y'all to take time to be able to examine your reality, examine your life. There are certain disagreeable beings, certain disagreeable forces.
Can somebody tell me why so many of these ex-carbonation members feel the need to come online and think that they're teaching someone something? Like Tron, he's with the Nawapians now, so he's holding this session to teach people something. Let's listen.
That are working hard around the clock to do their best to try to diminish you. That's the whole point. When you start to reach a certain level of consciousness, when you start to truly apply knowledge into your life, when you start to do the work, whether it be on camera, whether it be off camera, whether it be in the public eye, whether it be behind scenes, there will be disagreeable beings, disagreeable forces that is only objective is here to deter you. These disagreeable beings will actually be intelligent enough to utilize certain knowledge and information to use reverse psychology with the knowledge to be able to attack you. You see, the information age has given a lot of beings that are what people call demons, or evil devils, which we don't want to call these beings devils. We don't want to call them demons, because they're in the realm. When you get higher, in the higher unconsciousness you understand that there's really no such thing as good or bad. Good or bad doesn't truly exist. What exists, or what is actually agreeable or disagreeable forces. Let me explain it. When in our concept in modern day society today, our concept of good and bad, really stems from a lot of religious beliefs. Because in the Bible, they give you the devil, which is meant to be someone that's looked at as bad, and then you have God, which is meant to be looked at as someone as good. You understand me? And this is the narrative that they paint. Now, this narrative has been heavily, has heavily seduced people in our world today, where now we're looking at people for their actions and what they're doing, and we're saying good or bad, when really what it is agreeable or disagreeable. Now let me break it down to you. To a gazelle, a lion could look like the devil. But to the lion, the gazelle is just a food source. And to the person observing the lion that is attacking the gazelle, one might think, depending on the state of consciousness that they're at, that the lion is a devil and a demon because it's killing the gazelle. But when you're looking at natural nature, which is what we deal with in Nupu or Wunawap, we deal with natural nature. Natural nature deals with the natural nature of a thing or things, meaning that the lion is not a demon. The lion is not a devil. The lion is not bad because it's attacking the gazelle. The lion's natural nature is to feed off meat, which is its food source. So a gazelle happens to be the food source for the lion. So that is natural nature in order. So agreeable and disagreeable is the terms that we want to use, because what's agreeable to you may not be agreeable to me, and what's agreeable to me may not be agreeable to you. You have to understand that we're living on this earth called Taha. That's the original name for earth prior to the English language, or English Shui. So Taha, or earth as we like to call it, has many different species of animals, including us. And the very nature of the species of animals here on Ta'a, or earth, varies from race to race, from species to species. You feel me? So what's agreeable to an animal in the primate kingdom, when we're dealing with monkeys and we're dealing with apes, may be disagreeable to beings that live in this humanoid state, from beings that look like us. So it's not that the monkeys are bad and that they need to convert to how we live. It's that we have to understand the natural nature of a thing, the natural nature of different species, of different animals. This is how we can get out of the spell and the illusion of good and bad, because it's just agreeable and disagreeable. Even amongst our Salafu race, different races, there is agreeable and disagreeable nature. Things that differ per each race, or Sala'u. So we have to understand this so that we can not get it twisted, because a lot of people, you want to demonize, but you can't demonize what you don't understand, because that's not truly what we're dealing with. We're dealing with natural nature. And I know a lot of people don't want to step into this realm, because that means that a lot of activity by our own people has to be evaluated and observed. And then we have to dig deeper into the archives. See, a lot of behavioral patterns and why they're so different is from the fact that there's a lot of mixing of different genetics amongst different races. And what happens when you mix the genetics of different races, you get different human activity, or the activity of different beings will change due to the mixing of races. But that's why when you go to certain areas like in China, and you look at how people in China, they kind of just only deal with their own race, you can see how collectively they operate and function in a certain kind of way. Same way when you go to parts of Africa, like if you go to Sudan or Sudanese, or if you go to the Dogon tribes and different tribes of Africa, you can see how those people all resemble each other in looks and features, and they all kind of do the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because they all are within their own bloodline.
Tron, aka Whom Canoom. When was the last time you've been to China or Sudan? When? Please let us know. Because I don't believe you've been there, sir.
You feel me? So this is much like what it is in different races. Just like when you look at ants too. You have black ants, you have red ants, you have purple ants, and all of these ants stay within their own color. Everything in nature is naturally divided and naturally split up within its own sectors, still functioning as one unison, but they're all in their own sectors, and there's certain things that are agreeable to certain beings that may be disagreeable to other beings. If you had an extraterrestrial being that lived in the 19th galaxy come to the 18th galaxy and land here on this planet, entering this atmosphere on Taha, Earth, and comes down here and looks at the beings here on Earth, the way that we interact with each other, the way that we talk, the way that we walk, the things that we do could be disagreeable to that extraterrestrial being that lives in the 19th galaxy on a planet called Risk. You understand what I'm saying? So it's deep to think about things of this nature, because a lot of us live in a bubble. And when you live in a bubble, it doesn't allow your mind to expand to think about things like these. And once your mind does expand and you start to open your mind up to certain concepts and tap into certain information that gives you a certain truth, you're able to dissect reality from a higher perspective, a higher dimensional perspective. You feel what I'm saying? And this is where we have to step into the God mind, or the non-mind, the Gadad Tat, the mind in the realm of the gods. You feel me? We have a lot of beings out here that utilize knowledge to slander people. Their only objective here is to be a disagreeable being, a disagreeable force, meaning that as you rise up in elevation and you start to do right, a lot of dark, disagreeable entities, or I won't even say dark, but a lot of disagreeable beings and disagreeable entities will come near you, and then they will try to tear you down. They will try to slander you. And how you know the mark of a disagreeable being, or at least a being that's in disagreement, or a disagreeable being that's trying to slander you, that's not standing the test of time, how you see them is because these beings won't stand in facts. They won't stand in right sound reasoning. That's the mark of a disagreeable being that's trying to attack a chosen one, or trying to attack a being of Natharu, of the Nathar, is that when they come for you and when they try to attack you, it's going to be slander. It's going to be hate. It's going to be no achshuk. The disagreeable beings that attack the children of Natharu have no achshuk. That's why they're trying to prove you and trying to make you a demon. They're going to try to make you a demon. They might go into the archives of your past and try to point out things that you did in your past and try to make you a demon for the things that you did in your past, because everyone has a past. No matter what it looks like, everyone has a past. But they're going to try to look into your past and they're going to try to make your past who you are now, and they're going to try to slander you. Or they may try to create a scenario where they may have an assumption with no facts, and they take that and they make a scenario, and then they try to demonize you and try to make you something that you're not. Also, I want to quote, and I want to make note that a lot of disagreeable beings that are slandering the children, or the Karadu, or the Karadu of Panataru, these beings, they don't care to hear about facts. They don't care to hear about right sound reasoning. They don't actually have the attention span to even digest or even learn the information to truly understand self. So that's why they'll come with limited information. That's why when they make slander or they make bold statements about other people, and you go deeper into the bold statements that people make about other people, and you ask for facts, you ask for receipts, you ask for proof, They can never give it to you. And even the proof that they do give to you, there won't be any weight behind it, because you can always inquire more. You can always ask more. The world is divided between overachievers and underachievers. Underachievers are the beings that are satisfied with what's given to them. Overachievers are the ones that are going to inquire and ask more questions about what's given to them for a deeper understanding. And then when they get that deeper understanding, when someone asks them a question, they're going to give an in-depth answer. They're going to give an in-depth answer to somebody's question. If I were to ask you to describe to me a clock, overachiever will go in depth about the clock. It will go in depth about what it looks like, its size, how it was made, the color of the clock, the tick and the tock. It will go in depth, in great detail about the clock. An underachiever will give you the bare minimum and expect you to just receive the bare minimum. And then when you ask any questions, to be able to dissect the information they're trying to give you, they might even get angry with you for asking anything or inquiring anything more. Because that's how the disagreeable ones who are here to attack the Karadu, Apanataru, the children of the overseers, the beings with the sacred bloodline, the beings with the sacred bloodline, who have the Mafkuzet. These beings are the ones that are being attacked by these disagreeable beings, these Leviathan, 6 ether forces. Now we have to understand that a lot of these beings that look like you, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You heard that, right? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And the reason why you hear that a lot of the times is because a lot of these beings that look like you are actually being possessed by interdimensional beings, disembodied spirits that have no vessel, they have no katat, body. And they can enter into any vessel that is willing and able, that is unstable. Any Nagaru that is unstable can be utilized as a vessel for disagreeable beings, disagreeable forces. And they're going to do their best to attack you. They're going to do their very best to come at you. They're going to try to combat you. But that's just a part. That's just a part of it. We have to understand that right now, in this time, there is a heavy attack on the Karadu children of Panataru. We are Panataru. You are Natarus. Gadads and Gadadtats, gods and goddesses. That's who we are. And the higher in elevation you go, the more you will start to be attacked, pulled, picked on. People will try to cast spells on you. Great sorcery. It's a part of the game. It's part of the trials and tribulations that you go through during these times. So I want everyone to don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by none of this. This stuff is it's deep. And I'm really just speaking for those that understand, those that are in the awakening, those that are listening to my voice right now. It's an activation. What I'm saying right now is for activation for anyone that can really hear, anyone that really has an inner ear to hear. That's all I'm speaking to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? I just had to make this video because I've been seeing it. I've had several Zamals and Zamal Tats, brothers and sisters who have been getting attacked, who have been getting attacked by these disagreeable forces, these disagreeable beings. And I had to make the live, man. I had to make the live. I had to get it off my chest. you know. And it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, especially, and how you'll know is that it will come out of nowhere. You'll be minding your business out of nowhere, just studying, growing, evolving, and out of nowhere, something will come up. But as I state, if anyone is slandering or trying to throw shade or throw slander on you or anyone that you know, or even comes up to you and tries to talk about somebody else, don't listen. Don't listen to them. Ask questions if you need to. And I'm not saying, don't listen to, anybody that's saying anything, because of course, we need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to be aware in our environment. So of course you might hear something that might be a sign for you to, really see the character of somebody else. Of course, take all things into consideration, but take it with a grain of salt. Don't just believe anything that anyone tells you. We're living in an age of information, but we're also living in an age of misinformation, a bunch of lies. So don't just listen to anybody that says anything about anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like the minister Louis Farrakhan has said, a lot of us don't want to hear anything good about one another, especially as Nagaros, especially people in the black community. That's like a program, a heavy program that's going on right now, even in the quote unquote conscious community, black conscious community. We don't want to hear anything good about one another. All we want to do is slander, tear each other down, argue, debate, fight. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? So, we have to be aware of that mind state. It's crabs in a barrel mentality. Whether
Tron, aka Home Canoe, you were not in the conscious community. You were in a cult led by Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God. So you cannot compare the conscious community to the cult. It's not the same, sir.
You in the streets or you here on the internet trying to give information, it don't matter. Crabs in the barrel mentality has heavily subdued our people. And we rather slander, we rather say things with minimal truth, with no facts, just because it sounds good, it's juicy, I like it, and I want to tell it. That's it. Some people do it because they got big egos and they're just trying to, hey, if you can't have no one can have them. A lot of women do this. So they go and say something to another woman. You feel what I'm saying? And they just want to slander. They just want to tear down. Some men do it to other men because they don't want people to like them. Why people like you? Why you look the way you do? I'm envious of you in some type of way. So I gotta slander you. If you weren't envious, you wouldn't even say anything about the person, because you wouldn't even be thinking about him. A lot of people I don't think about. Guess what? I don't think about them because I'm not envious of them. I have nothing negative to say about them. You feel what I'm saying? And with this paradigm shift that's happening in 2023, well, 2024 really, in this paradigm shift, entering into the 5D, you can't enter into the 5D with hate on your heart. You can't enter the 5D if you a gossip girl. If you out here chatty patty, you gossiping. You can't do that. You can't even enter the 5D if you're trying to utilize information like our Sabian or Nuwapian Nupu information or Nuwapu information to try to slander other members or other Natharus. You won't be able to enter the 5D. You won't be able to make the shift. People talking about the shift and saying, oh, you're not going to be able to make the shift. You have to clear your Akashic records. Panatharu won't accept you. Who is authority? Whose authority are you coming to me under? Whose authority are you coming to me under? Because last time I checked, Panatharu, well, first and foremost, we are Panatharu. We are the overseers. Second off, whose authority are you coming to me saying anything of that nature? It sounds like you just spewing sorcery, witchery, spell. don't even know how to chant. But you're saying Panataro came to you telling something about me. Listen, it's all love. It's Ashuk. Ashuk is the frequency. Ashuk is the frequency that we must vibrate on. It's divine love. Don't let these beings cast spells upon you. Rebuke these disagreeable beings. Rebuke the spells of these disagreeable beings. Ask questions, inquire. The last thing we need to be doing right now is slandering one another. The last thing we need to be doing right now is trying to convince that somebody is a demon. The last thing we need to be doing right now is trying to put out negativity, because if you're vibrating on that negativity, you will not be picked up by no ship. If that's what you subscribe to, as far as you think that that's what's going to happen. Panotaro will not receive you. You will not be received by Panotaro with those kind of actions. So, I want everyone to understand the importance of not slandering each other. Love and unity is the way. Love and unity is the key. If you do not have love and unity for your Zamal Tat, your brother and sister, or Musar family, then you have already been lost. And you will not enter into the 5D. And you will not make the shift. You will not make the shift. The shift. The ship. There's a lot of work that our people have to do, me included. But that work that we have to do, and that work, that internal work, everyone should be focused on bettering themselves and less concerned about trying to slander other people. I don't have to prove to you that you're a demon. You will do that to yourself. I don't have to prove to anybody that they are a demon, because you will prove to yourself that you're a demon, if that's the frequency that you are vibrating on, and if that's what you subscribe to. I don't have to prove to you that you're a disagreeable being. You will prove to yourself that you're a disagreeable being through your actions. So I just want to make everyone aware of the times that we're in. I want everyone to understand that with this shift into the 5D, you must be operating on a frequency of divine love. You must be making improvements within yourself. It states, if you have all the knowledge in the world, you follow the teachings, you follow the way, Patarak, you follow the way, Pa Nabab Yanun, and you are a student teacher of Nupu or Wu Nuwapu, and you studied and read all the books and all the Pataraks, but you do not have Ashuk, it would have been better that you have never started in the beginning. It would have been better that you never picked up a scroll and read it. Ashuk is the way. We must have Ashuk through the trials and tribulations. We must have Ashuk through our own disagreeable moments. Nobody is going to be able to judge or force you, or even be the judge and jury of whether or not you will or will not enter into the 5D, or you will or will not make the shift, or you will or will not make the ship. Only you can do that. No matter how much sorcery someone tries to cast on you, no matter how much someone tries to defame you or slander you, or tries to pull up your past to use as an archive or a record to try to make it seem that you have no ability to grow, or have no ability to evolve, or have no ability to overcome any obstacles or any disagreeable behaviors that you may have had in the past. No one can do that but you. If somebody has emotionally triggered you to the point to where you have to go in their inbox and you have to try to slander them, and you have to try to defame them, and you have to try to do everything in your power to cast sorcery and disagreeable spells upon them, then they are your God. They are your God. You should be unperturbed when it comes to beings that try to slander you, beings that try to bring you down, beings that try to defame you. You should pay that no mind. I just wanted to leave this little message for y'all. That's really all I wanted to say. There is a lot of disagreeable heavy forces out here, and I just want everyone to be aware. I want everyone to put the ball back into your court, put the power of yourself back into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? You are the one that has the ultimate decisions and choice over your life to be able to either vibrate and elevate your consciousness, elevate your mind, do better, and become more agreeable, and to become more knowledgeable on this journey, on this spiritual journey.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
No one else is going to be able to do that but you. So, take what people say about you with a grain of salt. Of course, always assess yourself and see where you can do better if need be. And, work on those things. But ultimately, don't take anything too personally. Because a lot of these beings out here who try to bring you down are just being possessed by disagreeable forces. And that is actually their goal. That is actually their program. That's what they're here to do. And they may be beings that you might have thought, hey, I thought you were conscious. I thought you were woke. You over here speaking this knowledge, speaking that knowledge. I'm thinking you with the team. You feel what I'm saying? And it turns out that they were all along a disagreeable being right next to you, there to be an obstacle. You know what I'm saying? There to be, a test in your testimony of you overcoming the disagreeable beings or the disagreeable parts of yourself. Feel me? So like I said, the only thing that's consistent in life is change. The only thing that's consistent in this universe is change. You know what I'm saying? Change is the only thing that's consistent. So don't think that you're going to be the same being the entire time. You feel what I'm saying? People want to hold you and make you something in the moment based off your past or based off your present. But understand that you can change. Understand that you grow. Understand that you evolve. And that goes for anybody. And this is a message that I'm sending out to the disagreeable being, who I'm not going to say the name, but they know who they are. You feel what I'm saying? And I can only send ashuk, I can only send divine love towards your way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't cast those negative spells. I don't cast that dark magic or that disagreeable magic. I don't cast that. I cast that divine love and that divine healing for those beings because I know what it's like to be on that side. And yeah, that side is going to teach many people lessons who decide to operate in that spectrum. A lot of wisdom will come from operating in that reality. So it's ashuk, it's divine love. Ashuk, divine love to you all. If anyone has any questions or anything that they want to say. Hey, Rahubat. Hey, the Most High. What's good? Amos. Rahubat. Yeah, this is just a video that I had to do because, yeah, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling those disagreeable forces, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to be able to transmit Ashuk, divine love, love and unity. That's what our people need in this moment in time. And tearing each other down and trying to cast spells upon one another is going in the opposite direction in which the planetary shift is moving. So I choose to operate in love. I choose to transmit that negative energy into positive energy, more agreeable energy, and just shoot that love out to people. Is there something going on right now? It's been a lot of drama with the Nuwapians. Hey, yes, you can come up here if you want to, Atmos. There's a lot of drama going on right now. Actually, I just had I guess you would call her a Gadatat, who was trying to slander me and said some things that were not factual at all. And I even wish we had a court right now, because if we had a court right now, oh my gosh, I would feel so great, because the reality is she's putting out information and certain things that aren't true, saying certain things that are not true, in hopes to slander me, in hopes to slander my name, and put out false narratives and false information about me. So that's something that was had been done today. I wasn't going to talk about it. I was not going to even address it or bring it up. But I felt it in my nature to bring it up and say something, because I'm not going to hold that in. I'm not that type of person. If I ever have anything on my chest, I'll get it out, whether it be in public or on the camera, or whether it be behind the scenes talking to the ones that I trust and I love. So there's a lot going on right now. There is a lot going on right now with the Nuwapians or Sabians. I'm not attaching myself to the drama in any means. But I did get a DM, Instagram DM, from somebody who's posting that. And all I post to anyone that sees that, because I guess there's something going around. So anyone that I see that message that's going around that's saying anything about my name, I pose the question, bring proof. I stand in right sound reasoning. So if you have no right sound reasoning and you can't prove what you're saying about me, you said I said something about you, okay, prove it. Let me see the actual proof that I said something about you. Or yes, to prove it in some type of way. That's what it has to be. It has to be right sound reasoning in what you say. There has to be facts in what you're saying. Otherwise, what you're saying holds no weight, and you're just speaking from an emotional standpoint. And when you're speaking from that emotional standpoint, you're in hopes that you can gather a bunch of people to stand with you in your emotions or how you're feeling about me personally, when I have actually done nothing to you. And the person that's trying to slander me right now doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. I have no idea who this person is. It was a Telegram group where we were just doing a lahaj, information, learning the language, the Nuwapic language, or the Sabian language, what have you. And she just started to act real weird when it came to certain things that she was saying. I didn't even I sent a shuk to her. I didn't even say anything back. She was just saying whoop-de-whoop. I heard you were saying this about me. I heard you were saying that about me, when I wasn't saying anything about this woman. I had said nothing to this lady at all. She came up with her own assumptions within her own akal mind. And when she came up with those assumptions about what she think I said about her, or what she thought I said something, or she thought I did this, or she thought I did that, she chose it upon herself to send me a long message with sorcery, saying that I wouldn't be accepted by Panataru, and that I have karmic cleansing to do before I'm able to enter or be even picked up by the ship to make the shift, is what she was saying. And she was saying a whole lot of nothing.
Tron, aka Whom Kanum, you're currently showing your maturity level, and you're showing that you're extremely immature. Clearly, this woman, whatever she said to you, triggered you. And it's caused you to come on live and have a whole damn gone conversation about what happened. For what? If she was saying a whole bunch of nothing, let it go.
I'm saying based off an assumption where she didn't even able to prove anything that she was saying that I said about her. So everything was an emotional trigger, and she moved off the emotional trigger rather than showing and proving what she said I said, or who said I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? Because I stand in right sound reasoning. So I have absolutely no problem in challenging her thought. I have no problem challenging her thought. I have no problem challenging, her bold statements that she made about me, because I know I'm standing in right sound reasoning, and I know she has nothing behind it. And that's why when people are slandering you, or when they're slandering other people, you always have to inquire and ask questions. Don't just believe what people are saying. Anyone can say anything about anybody. You feel what I'm saying? But you always have to ask questions. And I'm not saying I'm the almighty, all perfect being. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, in certain instances where people are saying certain things, especially if it's not even a percentage of the truth, oh yeah, I'm gonna stand in my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand in my own. I have screenshots. I have everything I need. You know what I'm saying? If we needed to stand up in court, I have everything I need. But the thing about disagreeable beings is they don't like being questioned. Disagreeable beings don't like being questioned. Disagreeable beings don't like standing in truth. They don't like standing in facts. They don't like thinking logical, because they are heavily triggered by their emotion, and they want to stand in emotion without having logic tied to that emotion. You feel what I'm saying? And when you're not standing in logic, or when you're not standing in facts, everything that you're doing and everything that you're saying and everything that you're spewing is nothing but venom. It's nothing but poison to yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you are questioned, or when you are challenged based off the bold statements that you're making, and they can't stand the test of time when it comes to truth, or when it comes to fact, or when it comes to proof, then you gonna look like the egghead. Not me. I ain't gonna look like no egghead. You gonna look like an egghead. That's what it's gonna be. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I move. You feel what I'm saying? I move like that. At the end of the day, I could care less. You feel what I'm saying? I could care less. At this point, I'm just getting it out. I'm venting. I'm getting it out. I'm glad I'm getting it out, because you should never hold no negative energy in. Never hold no type of energy like that in. Always get it out. You know what I'm saying? But also clearing your name when it's time to clear is good as well. You know what I'm saying? So you may hear whatever. Anyone that hears whatever, just ask questions. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is. Absolute facts. You feel me? I deal with facts, So, that's how I feel about that situation. Like I said, I'm always sending akshuk. I'm always sending divine love to the goddess, the Gadatat. I'm always going to send that love, because I understand that she might not be operating in her right akal, her mind. She might not be in the right state of mind. A lot of beings are walking around, being possessed by disagreeable spirits, disembodied spirits that are walking this earth, on the other side. And a lot of people are perfect vessels for these beings. And at the right planetary alignment, all haywire can go loose, and people can start acting out and being all crazy, and so it is what it is. But I challenge that thought. I challenge her. I challenge her to provide proof. Anyone can use the knowledge and try to reverse it, on somebody, to make them feel as if they ain't who they say they are, if they ain't who they are. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's really what she was doing, is trying to utilize the knowledge to try to slander or discredit me. You feel what I'm saying? But you're going to have to do more than that. You're going to have to prove. You feel me? So that's just what it is. Hey, Meek Stacy, I appreciate you. Utmost, I appreciate you. Angel Era, I hope I'm pronouncing your name. I appreciate you. So so that's what it is. I'm pretty much done. I don't even know if this woman has an Instagram. I could really care less at this point in time. But yeah, it's going. I know my Nuwapian Sabian brothers, they ain't gonna fall for the okie doke. So it's really just gonna be anyone that wants to be emotionally triggered by what she has to say, and like minds will think alike. You know what I'm saying? So anyone that vibrates and taps into that frequency, then that's the frequency that they're vibrating on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do any extensive research, then guess what? You know what I'm saying? Only a fool can trick a fool. You know what I'm saying? Only a fool can trick a fool. So if you fall for the okie doke, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I have no problem getting up here talking about it. I have no problem clearing my name. I have no problem standing up in the Nuwapi and the Savior in court if we need to. I got everything I need. You know what I'm saying? So if we do have a court, if that is even a thing that we have in our nation, I have no problem standing the test of time for that. Listen, I'm actually hoping for that. You know what I'm saying? So that we can get some clarity on this. You know what I'm saying? Let's get clarity on this. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's how the disagreeable forces will do you. When you're doing right, they're going to come around doing wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Or, you know, how we want to say it. So I have no problem with that, man. But I ain't going to be on here too long, man. I don't want to take up your time. Agree. Who? Okay. Yeah, it's just somebody. It ain't nobody. Listen, it's just a being. It ain't nothing. Someone trying to slander and blast. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. It's good. I'm appreciative of it. You know, they putting out that negative energy. Hey, it is what it is. You know, I accept it. I accept all things. You know, slander is slander. We have to recognize it when we see it. But I put love out there, and love and unity. So if anyone has any questions, y'all can hit my inbox, anything like that. And if this person is watching, you can come up here and you can you can address what you need to address. I have no problem in that. I don't deal with stupidity though. So if you come up here and I ask you the hard questions and you can't answer it with facts, and you can't show proof, then you're gonna have to get off my live, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I don't deal with that subjective behavior. I don't deal with subjective information. I don't deal with just, you know, subjectivity, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing in facts. That's just what it is. So if you ain't able to stand in facts with me, you know, then it ain't nothing. All right, y'all. So I'm out. I love y'all. Shame on that person. Nah, I don't bring shame to them. I don't want anyone to feel shame. I just want people to stand corrected. You know what I'm saying? I stand like there's been times where I've had to stand corrected. You know what I'm saying? In my reality, when I was younger, a lot of the times when I was younger, I had to stand corrected, because there are certain times when I was wrong. You know, and standing corrected is all I want. You know what I'm saying? For people to stand corrected so you can be corrected. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I say stand corrected, I'm saying if you're saying something that ain't true, and it's proven that it's not true, and you can, you know, realize that you were acting out of emotion without the logic behind the emotion, and you were just speaking and spewing venom and saying all kinds of nasty, dirty things.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
Without actual facts, and you can admit that, hey, that's all it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Standing corrected. And I don't wish shame on nobody, because no one should feel shame. You know what I'm saying? Shame is a low vibrational frequency. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish shame on nobody. I wish for people or beings to be stand corrected. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Just stand corrected. I don't want no shame on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But hey, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have our shook. You know what I'm saying? I just deal with logical facts. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. But all right, y'all. I'm out. I love y'all. Shook. If anyone has any more questions or anything that they want to question, just hit me in my DMs. I got y'all. Peace and blessings. Absolute. Shook. Peace. Wadu.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Be sure to drop me a comment, smash that like button, and share. I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel, guys. And to my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies, y'all know who y'all are, and y'all already know. We in the building with it.